welcome to the Stuffy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today we'll be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress, and what that means is that you can bring out your own WIPs, or if you want, you could do things like you could drive around, you could just sit on the couch doing absolutely nothing while you just listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. So I've already have part of this. I kind of sectioned this off into 4 huge sections for me, but I've already got one section done as I'm making a mess, and I actually did this for the Christmas premiere that you'll, if you guys want, I will have posted for Christmas Eve. Yeah, I had to think about it for a minute. But I figured that I will do this every week, and it should even out by the time I'm done. I will be done by right before the end of December. So if I can continue this on. So, but yeah, anyway, this here is called Winter Magic by Flossie Fox Shop. I have the picture right here if you are interested in seeing. This is from Jaded Gem Shop. There are 22 colors, and there are 6 of those are glimmer drills. And this is an older one canvas that I got. So the blue glimmer, it's one of the ones where the I have to kind of pick out a lot of trash, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's definitely the older one that I bought. Oh, and you'll probably have the camera, notice the camera might shake a bit. I got both cats in here keeping me company today. Which I am like a-okay with, honestly. But yeah, this one here is a square canvas. You can choose round or squares. I prefer squares. Those are my preference nowadays. But yeah, so I've been like just kind of doing that. I won't be doing the background because that's tedious. And like I said, I have to pick out a lot of the squares. So I'll start working on everything else. Might take some time, might be a little slow about it, but yeah, we got started. Let's see, what color do I want to start with? Let's just go in just, numeric order. I don't normally go that way, but let's go do it. Let's do it. All right. So, if you're living in the South, I hope you guys are staying warm because I am freezing. Honestly, this is a Tuesday, and I'm hoping to get this posted a little bit later on today. But yesterday, when I woke up and saw the temperature, I just kind of went, I'm going to take it off day. Probably not the best idea, but yeah, it was just too cold. I was freezing. And honestly, today's just slightly warmer, but I will say we are finally able to have the heater back on without kicking into the emergency heat. So I will call that a win because it almost took till the end of the school day for us to have the heat kicked on, to kick the heat back on, to only just turn it off like a few hours later. So yeah. Let's see. I'm going to use some tweezers if I can with these ones. These ones might not be the ones I can use for picking around. We'll see. But yeah, it has been cold the last few days, although tomorrow it's going to go back up to 60 degrees, and I know we're going to get sick. I just know it. I feel it in my bones. But this week has been relatively easy for the most part. Well, last week it was a little bit more relaxing. I was able to get some stuff done for the most part, to be honest, although it's just been kind of going to be a little bit busy again this week. We got early release day on Friday. I got the kids' Christmas party on Thursday. Today, there is a concert for my oldest, and she was telling me, like, it's just going to be the bassoon today instead. She's not going to be playing both her bassoon and clarinet. So we got that going on. So it's just got a lot of little things to work out for. But yeah. So yeah, I've been freezing. And you're gonna hear this a lot. I'm cold. I'm still cold. It is finally like 33 degrees, feeling like I think it's like 30 or something, or 29. But yesterday there was one point I woke up, I think it was like 2 o'clock, because I was just shivering. My nose was so cold, and it was 20 degrees outside, feeling like 10. And I was just like, I don't like this. Mm-mm-mm. And I think there's been differences. So I grew up in West Virginia, in a small coal town. There's Everything's a small coal town, so don't worry, I'm not doxing myself. um, but where I live, where my house was, it was mostly gas. So we had like a gas furnace that was like in our hallway. It didn't matter, honestly, because we had no insulation in the house. That house was just so old that there was no insulation. But anyway, I don't know if it was just because I was made of thicker skin at the time or what, but it was like so whenever it was cold, we had the furnace go on, and it was like that kept us warm. And of course we didn't have emergency heat and stuff like that. Here in where I live in the south, we have a heat pump. We have an HVAC system, and the heat pump is just can't handle it. It really can't. It struggles so bad. So we have space heaters in the rooms that we have deemed necessary to keep everyone warm. Usually Nicole uses hers the most because she stays in her room. Meanwhile, Michael and Jana, they'll use theirs definitely during the night, but unless they're spending some time upstairs during the day. But for the most part, they're downstairs. So we have two wall-mounted ones for downstairs, since that's where most of us spend our time, and we usually use those a lot more compared to the actual heater. So to help us not spend so much on electricity because it's so expensive. It is. And I mean, like, I'm not used to it nowadays, especially, and it's like felt like it got colder quicker here. I gotta watch my words to make sure I'm not stumbling over them. But it felt like it just, it got cold real quick here. I feel like it usually gets colder around end of January, maybe February-ish. Like when we get those really, really cold freezes, we'll usually get it right around the end of January, I feel like. But yeah, no, not this time. It's just freezing. And I wouldn't mind it so much. And I know all you people who live in like cold environments, especially up north, and have to deal with the snow and stuff, you'll say no you won't and stuff like this. And this is definitely for someone who has grown up with snow as a kid, but definitely has not experienced it as an adult. But I really, really want snow. I mean, like, I had snow a few times here, and there was one time where it was like kinda was like enough of a snow storm here, but no, we're just gonna struggle and be freezing. Even the cats were cold. They were like, "What is this? What is going on?" I have a box over here. You probably see like a little bit of a corner. That's usually where Nova sleeps, and we have like it lined up. This is her new favorite box now, because it's she's outgrown her older one. We call her Chunky Butt now. She's gotten to be the point where she's on the chunky side. Rigel, he's basically now long. He actually weighs more than her, but he's long, so it's proportioned differently. But yeah, they're both my chunky butts. But anyway, they kind of have been spending more time around us, huddling for warmth and stuff. And I will say no, like I will tell you that Nova, she's definitely a cuddler during the day. She'll cuddle with you, like when you pick her up. She is very tolerant. I like her personality so much. She's mostly mostly tolerant. Like I am so amazed by the fact that like Jaina will pick her up and walk away, and she's just like, okay, whatever, for the most part. I mean, like, there's times where she's like, no, put me down, I don't want to be held right now, no. But for the most part, she's like, yeah, love me, I deserve this, that kind of personality. But during the night, she doesn't really cuddle. She just goes off her own. She likes to sleep underneath Jaina's bed a lot of times, or she'll just follow Jaina. But the last few nights, she has been coming to me, and she has been sleeping with me instead. It was so sweet. Like I know, like the one time when I woke up at 2 o'clock the other day, she was I think she wasn't there just yet, but I was definitely shivering. And I remember turning over and then waking up suddenly because I felt a weight on me, and I assumed it was Rigel, because it's usually Rigel whenever I feel a weight on my chest and stuff like that. And I started petting, and I'm like, wait, that fur feels different, because my eyes weren't open. I'm like, that fur feels different, because Nova's really like has this silky texture, and while Rigel's a bit more on the rough end with his fur. So I was just like, I was like, that's not Rigel. And I'm like, dang, Nova, hi. And she's just curled up. She got her nose up in my armpit, which was kind of funny. And she was just like bundled. I was like, oh, you're poor baby, you're shivering. She wasn't, but I was just like, oh, you're so poor. Well, Rigel, he was snuggling elsewhere near me. And then like yesterday, it was kind of the repeat of the whole thing, but this time Rigel was like right around my leg area, since I was sleeping on my side, Nova was like on top of me by my side, and then Rigel decided to kind of go behind the crook of my knees, and he looked so butthurt about the fact that he didn't have his spot. I felt bad for him, but it was kind of funny. It was a little funny, just a bit, but I felt bad because usually, he likes to snuggle on me. He'll make his biscuits, and then he'll get all nice and snuggly, and he doesn't usually, like I said, he's the one that doesn't really snuggle with you during the day, but during nighttime, he will cuddle up right up against you and everything. Basically, it's just like, it's so funny how their personalities are. Okay, let me make sure I am going correctly with this. Okay. Alright, yeah, okay. Part of me was like, maybe I should just not continue doing this numerically, but we're going. We're now on number 4. Number 3 is like up here, and I really don't want to bother with that. Let's see. But yeah, they've been doing good for the most part. We'll get into some of the shenanigans and hijinks that they have been getting into in just a minute. But yeah, last week was a bit more on the easier end because we had basically testing going on for the school, for all the school districts. So we had the standardized type test going on. The kids did really good. Got really good scores. Jaina participated in her spelling bee. Didn't win. I was surprised Michael did not want to participate this year. But respected that decision for sure. But yeah, like all 3 of them did excellent. So definitely let them have a nice little treat for doing their tests and stuff like that. But let's see, what has been going on? I'm trying to think here. Oh, so the thing I think I left off with you last week was about the whole with the kids with the Minecraft. They had their friend play Minecraft with them and everything, and then there was like some drama and stuff like that. Well, we come to find out that it was it wasn't their friend. It was the brother, the friend's brother. He's a couple years younger, and he was like they kind of share an account on the Switch together. So it was just him kind of making a huge mess of things, and when the kids talked about it to their friend about that on Monday last week, he explained what was going on, and we came to find out that the boy got, well, he wasn't like punished, but basically he wasn't allowed to play Minecraft for a while. So, so it was just they got to play a little bit this weekend together. My kids and their friends, so, and it was a lot smoother compared to the weekend before, and I am so grateful for that because I did not want another repeat of that. But yeah, we've just been kind of chilling. I thought I was done with Christmas shopping, to be honest. And I was technically, honestly. It was just stocking stuffers for my husband and the kids. And then there was just like, you know how you kind of look at your kids and you go, dang, they're growing, right? And then you're realizing, oh my gosh, they're really growing. And I noticed that their clothes weren't fitting exactly the last few days, well, few weeks, but they definitely got in a growth spurt or something. So we decided to kind of, you know, they got plenty of gifts. Don't worry. We made sure that they had a decent amount of gifts, but one of their gifts is definitely going to be clothes. They're all getting another set of pajamas, because they definitely need a new set of pajamas. They're all getting new undies, new socks, you know, all that fun stuff. So, like, cause both my son and daughter, youngest daughter, has come downstairs with mismatched socks. So their socks have always never matched at all. And it's just like, but that's the fashion. No, they just don't really want to match the socks. They don't really care to. That's not the fashion. But on top of that, with my son, especially, he'll come with holes in his socks all the time. And it's so frustrating. It's like, kid, throw those away, but then I won't have any socks. Where did your socks go? Oh, I just noticed that was blurry. I just looked up. I hope that it hasn't been blurry this whole time. Let's see. What if I... Okay, I gotta see if that will work, hopefully. I'm so sorry. I don't know who really does watch I know people do watch diamond painting and everything, but I don't know anyone who watches me specifically with diamond painting. But let's see if that works a little bit. If that does, then awesome. I hope, because I had an update and it just kind of put that there on my phone. So, but yeah, we just kind of did that. We're gonna get some some actual new clothes after the holiday, but I figured at least get them some new stuff that they kind of need. So that will be coming and stuff like that. And I figure I'll just put that in a bag instead. And then because of the whole Nerf gun kind of thing, they had like a Nerf gun fight with their friend the week before. So we decided we're gonna get them all new Nerf guns and everything. So hopefully they will be enjoying that. So it was just a little bit, a couple extra things. That's not anything too nuts or anything too extravagant. I think last year we went extravagant, but this year we're kind of keeping it a little bit more on the lower end for sure. So yeah. This weekend though, last weekend I should say, was I think when we were kind of a bit more on the busier end. Had my mother-in-law come over on Saturday. She was supposed to come in the week prior, Friday, but she wasn't feeling well, so we rescheduled it to last Friday. But then we had to reschedule it to Saturday, and I'll tell you why. So Friday night, so this is the cat shenanigans, and I'm looking at the troublemaker right now. That's right, Rigel. I'm looking at you. So I was trying to be helpful and get ready for the whole thing. So I was like, okay, everyone else is asleep at this point. I was still awake because I'm just me. And I'm like, okay. So I was getting prepped, and I went to go pull out the big white fold-up table, so that way me and my mother-in-law could like have a spot to diamond paint together or whatever, and chill and relax in the living room, because it's warmer in there than in here. I'm in the dining room right now. I told you I'll complain about the cold. So it's colder in here, and I hear the heater still running. So my husband's being sweet and letting it run for me. Thank you. But anyway, so I go into the garage. I grab the table. I'm dragging it back into the house, and Rigel he's always been such a troublemaker with like trying to get into places he's not allowed to, and we got him to stop going into the pantry. Not anymore, but he's now back at it again. But he'll do this like when he goes upstairs. He knows he's not allowed in our room, or like in the kids' room sometimes. With the kids, if the kids don't want them in their room, then we'd like, yeah, close your door, that kind of thing, if you don't want the cats in your room. Because they've been chewing on the wires, because we decorated the rooms to have LED lights now, so they've been chewing on it. And we're like, no, that's not cool. Yeah, close your door, that kind of thing. Well, anyway, he's been now trying to get into the garage, and we've been successful for the most part. He's already escaped into the garage once. Well, this time around, like, he tried, but I had the table with me, and I was able to block him. So I was like, haha, and closed the door behind me, but I left the light on in the garage, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to go and turn the light off. So he's investigating the table, and I'm like, okay, here's my chance. I had the door only open just a smidgen, just to stick my hand out so I can turn the light off, because the light switch is literally like right there by the door. So I went to do that, and he zooms and just slinks past and squeezes through to get into the garage. It took me 20 plus minutes to get this cat back in the house. Like I said, everyone was asleep, so I had no help to help me with this. So it's not like I could go and call for help. And it was on the colder end. It wasn't like one of the really cold days that we were experiencing, but it was starting to dip, and everything. But yeah, I would walk on one side of the garage, and he would duck underneath the car. I would go back to the other side, and he would duck underneath the car. I'm shaking the treat bag. He's ignoring the treats. He doesn't normally ignore the treats. I'm bringing out the mousey. Nope, we're ignoring everything. And I'm literally in tears. I'm freaking out because I didn't want him to get stuck there. There's sharp objects in the garage. There's chemicals in the garage. And I'm like, I don't want anything happen to this cat. I am literally like freaking out. And I finally, and during this whole time, Nova is just by the door. She's not even ready to pounce. She knows not to go out. Now, will she, deign herself to go out there one day? Maybe. Well, I don't know. She's pretty good about not doing what she's not allowed. I mean, like, the only thing she ignores us is with the tree, but we'll get on to that. But yeah, just it's I'm just like trying to figure stuff out, and finally I go and grab the dry cat food. I give Nova her portion so she doesn't follow me out, just in case. And I go and I start shaking the bag. He doesn't come out just yet, but I put the bowl down and I start opening the bag, and this is when he starts poking his head out from underneath the car. I'm ignoring him, just, pretending I'm about to, pour the food in. I literally did at the last minute, finally, and that's when he comes all the way out. I grab him, I open the door, I shove him into the actual house, and then I start grabbing everything else, and I put the cat food in front of him, and then shut the door after everything else. And I was just like, okay, that's that. We're going to go to sleep. I'm done. And I finished cleaning up the rest of the dishes, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just go to sleep right now on the couch. I'm tired. I'm not going to disturb anyone else with my racket, because I'm pretty sure I made a bit of a racket while I was trying to get him into the house. And I lay down, and you'd think, after all of that excitement and now getting fed, you want to relax, you want to chill. No, we're gonna cause a ruckus. We're gonna stay up, and we're gonna just do things, and we're gonna just cause chaos. And I'm all for chaos, but I'm a bit of the control chaos instead. So I did not sleep well at all. He was going up the tree. He has climbed the tree multiple times. And for a while he stopped climbing the tree, and now he's back at it again. He stopped again, so hopefully we'll stop. Especially when we got the tree decorated. Then he was definitely climbing up the tree a bunch. We had it decorated, I think, last weekend. I don't remember exactly for sure. I know it was like last weekend. I think I talked about it. If not, then we decorated it right around that time period. I'm pretty sure. But goodness, guys, I was just like, it was not fun. It was just not a fun night, and I was just not sleeping very well at all with how much racket he was causing. And I was just like, this is the things I get. And then at one point I had to get them off the counter because both of them decided to jump on the counter, and I was just like, get off the counter. But when I woke up, my husband saw how much I was an exhausted wreck, and he's like, go back to bed. He's like, go back to bed. And he's like, I'll cancel everything, because we were supposed to go and get her right after we drop off the kids and everything. He's like, no, you are in no shape to entertain. You need sleep. Go to sleep. I'm like, I'm okay. Let me just get some coffee. He's like, no, go to bed. I passed out. I did not wake up until past 12 o'clock, I think. It was just like, I was just that bone tired after that. Oh, man. But I definitely needed that nap, so it was nice. It was nice to be able to get a little bit of shut-eye in. But yeah, I was just like, those darn kitties. I love them dearly. But I don't need the heart attack that I got that day. And he gave me such a heart attack. I was like, my husband's just like, leave him next time. He's not going to stay there very long, but leave him. He'll realize how cold it is, and then he'll want to come back inside. And I'm like, no, all that stuff. And so on Saturday, well, that day, later on that day, he goes out into the garage, and he starts cleaning up the garage because of me. Because I'm like, no, because of all the scary chemicals and sharp objects. This man, he starts throwing all the cardboard boxes, because we collect cardboard. We can't recycle our cardboard. There's no recycling here. So we have to throw it to the recycling center. Well, it's a dump, but they have recycling bins and stuff like that. So we just kind of gather all of our cardboard for, I would say, 5 or 6 months, sometimes like 3 to 5, 6 months. It depends. It depends on how bad it gets. And, with Christmas, of course, it starts getting overwhelmed. But we gather up all the boxes and then go to the dump to dump all the boxes in the recycling bin over there. So that's usually what we try to do. So he starts gathering up all the boxes. He flattens them out and puts them into the car. And then he starts straightening up the garage for me, and putting away all the sharp objects that, could get the cats get into, everything at a higher point. And then he starts blocking those areas so they can't climb up into them, and everything, just so if he does run back in there, I won't be freaking out as bad. So that was really sweet. I'm still going to freak out. And I'm still going to be trying to tempt him to get back in. And so but I feel slightly better that he can't get into stuff anymore. I feel a little better. So, but yeah, just, oh, hi, Nova. Hi. We're walking around. You want to come up here? Here, let me open. Nope. Okay. We're going to go eat our food. She's all like, I hear you talking smack about something. It was kind of funny with Nova. Like I said, she was staying inside, but it was just like when I got Rigel back into the house, she was kind of looking at him with this kind of idiot kind of attitude. Oh, hi, you came back up here. Okay, okay, don't put your head up on the tripod, okay? She's cuddling back into her box. But yeah, just it was just that kind of thing. So I was grateful for that. Then you're gonna jump back down. Okay, goodness gracious. So, all right, we're gonna put the box over here. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna think about some other stuff. I'm gonna remember, but just the cat made me forget. Yeah, I'm gonna just blame the cat. No, but anyway, so the weekend we had my mother-in-law come over. Her birthday is actually today, so happy birthday! Everyone wish her happy birthday. And we celebrated. We smoked a pork butt, and she came over to spend some time with us and everything. I was diamond painting, and she was prepping for her channel stuff. She was like doing this Advent thing, and and everything. The kids got to see their Nana. What was funny was my husband's like, okay, since he put all those boxes and stuff up, he grabbed Nicole, and they went to go and dump the boxes at the recycling area. And then he got some coffee for us. He also picked up lunch. So it was nice not having to worry about lunch. So yeah, had a bunch of that. He was doing a lot of errands because like he had to do some returns and things like that. So it was nice. But yeah, it was just like we spent a good amount with my mother-in-law. She stayed for quite a bit. And we got to talk about other stuff and everything. My diamond art club order came in at that time too as well. So only part of it, by the way, still only part of it. I'm still waiting for, hi, welcome back. I'm still waiting for the other part. They still have not shipped that part. I'm starting to get a little worried. just a little bit. I did cave in the newest mystery box that they released this weekend. I did cave and get it. It was a really good deal, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And everything. So I went and I have that coming. That one actually gave me a shipping notification. So I was like, I get a shipping notification of that, but not my other Black Friday order. Make that make sense. I'm still baffled how they have everything. I'm sure it makes sense in some sort of, are you not going to settle down? Okay, bye. So I'm sure they have things that make sense over there at the warehouse, but man, it doesn't make sense for me right now. I'm just like, I'm looking at how everything was. We were all trying to figure out what the common factor was for why some of the orders weren't shipping, and we kind of figured it was good game, but then we got partial orders and stuff like that, and now some people have good game, but I don't have my good game shipped now, but someone else I saw said that they have a damage, like they got refunded because it was damaged, and now I'm worried that I'm going to get refunded, and I'm like, no, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, I'm worried. So but yeah, just got my mystery one coming in, so that is going to definitely be worked on. Well, worked on when I mean by opened. Definitely going to be opening that. Didn't get any duplicates because I didn't buy a second one because they said duplicates will be 100%. So I was like, okay, I won't do that. So definitely won't be opening that when it comes here. I don't know if I'll record it. We'll see. Let's see. What? Oh, we did Christmas lights finally. We didn't get a chance to do it last weekend with having visitors having a sleepover. But we kind of just probably should have waited. We should have probably done it Friday. But we were kind of exhausted on Friday. But instead of doing it Saturday, because we went out way too late, so we didn't really get to see too many interesting lights at all. We only hit one spot, and it was kind of cool. Like there was this gigantic blow up Rudolph. It was like as big as the house, and then the year where we got to see the kids got to see Santa. And them shouting, I knew he was real and all that stuff. Last year, we visited that spot and they had the projector in a different area, but they had a huge, gigantic skeleton dressed up. Like they had, those 12-foot skeletons, but it was definitely in Christmas clothes. I don't know how they got clothes big enough for that. And then there was 2 skeletal dogs next to it, and it was really decorated and like nice. Like most of it was all Christmassy, and it was just like that was definitely the star thing. It was like, oh my gosh. But the kids were getting crabby, so we didn't really get to spend too much time. So we're gonna definitely try and do one more round of going back out and seeing the lights, because we definitely want to get some more lights in. Usually we would get 1 or 2 more by this point, but we think we're only going to get enough time to do 1 more, and we're trying to time it because we know like the moment after Christmas, since Christmas is a Thursday, people are going to start taking down the decorations like right after Christmas. So if we go that weekend, we're not going to see a lot of decorations because I'm pretty sure people will be already putting them down. So we got to do it. Usually we'll have to figure out, do it around Christmas Eve or the day before or something like that. So, but yeah, that'll be something to look forward to. Definitely going to be looking forward to making cookies with the kids. I got the stuff all prepped. We're going to do chocolate chip cookies. I haven't gotten the stuff for the no-bake cookies yet. I still got to get all the ingredients for that. But at least we're ready and prepped for chocolate chip. So, got that going for me. And then, let's see, what was going on Sunday? I don't remember Sunday really too much. I really don't. I just remember being cold. Oh, Sunday. Oh, so yeah, Sunday started getting cold. So Sunday was like when everything, like temperatures dropped and stuff like that. And I remember waking up Sunday morning. It was 6 o'clock. I was not sleeping very well. And I remember waking up at 6 in the morning, going to use the restroom. And the moment I stepped out, the lights all flickered off, like everywhere, and I was just like, what happened? And then that's when I realized the power went off, and then it came back on about less than 10 seconds later, and it stayed on. And we're like, okay, whew. And we were good until around afternoon time. I got the kids ready to help me with my stash. So I did tell you that I was going to, start having the kids help me this weekend. And I was planning on doing it Saturday. But, like I said, my mother-in-law was visiting and all that stuff. So it was just like, I decided to switch that to the Sunday instead. So I felt it was warm enough to kind of be upstairs. I was going to turn on the space heater. And it was funny. I literally turned the space heater on. And then less than 2 minutes after I kicked it on, the power went out. And I thought it was the breaker. I'm like, did I kick the breaker? No, the power went out in the entire neighborhood. And it said, will not be restored until 5:15 or something like that. And It said something like an object falling on the lines. And my husband has this theory that basically a tree did fall on it this morning and it just nudged it enough to turn it off, for it to flicker off and on. And then it finished the job, like fell all the way through later on that evening. Because it was so windy. It was like really windy too. So it was just like, so I could believe it. I could believe it. Let's see, what else was one? Oh, so yeah, we decided to kind of continue since, there's still daylight. We could do that. So I had the kids help me. They complained about the cold. I'm like, I know I'm cold too, but this will help us move. But we got through my stash for the most part, guys. I got everything separated, mostly, for sure. I got everything all the way up to 2024, like in their own compartments. Chrysabug's in its own separate category. The Spangler houses are in their own categories. And then the mystery ones are there. I did not put any of my like Jada Gem Shop, Muni Maids or stuff like that in there. I just kind of did it by Diamond Art Club. And I realized some of the numbers kind of feel inflated because of the paint gems and the mini dazzles. So I kind of feel a little bit better, but at the same time, it's just like I still got to keep an eye on it. So, but I feel slightly better getting it all separated. So soon you guys will start having my my stash video. But I still have my treasure quest cards that I need to open. So like there's a pile. I have it all on the table. And my friends, I sent a picture to my friends, and my friends said that they have the itch to organize it by color. So the rounds are like with the rounds and the squares are with the squares. And I was just like, look, I was just tossing them over there until just to get them out of the way, because I know I got to open them. So I think I will definitely record myself opening these boxes, not going over it, but definitely opening them for just to treasure quest hunt. So that will be, I think that will be interesting. I don't know if I'll do that this week, but I know I'm going to probably start working on the part 1 of my stash video. It's going to be several parts. I think I'm going to go by year to make it easier on me for sure. So and I'm trying to make things a little bit easier too with my finished diamond paintings, putting them in an area where it's easy for me to get into, because like I gotta prepare for putting the one that I have into a different area and starting up a new year to put everything back into the laundry basket that I have. So going to be definitely working on some things soon. But I think today, after I'm done with this, well, I'm going to edit my video. Once I'm done, I'm going to work on my nail. I'm going to do my nails because they're chipped. These are over a week old. And definitely the stash stuff, like with breaking down the boxes. So I have more boxes now, but breaking down all the boxes that they were in. Definitely kind of worked on my nails just a little bit. So I kind of want to keep my nails a little bit on the fresh end. So I don't want to start working on the treasure quest just yet if I get my nails, if I do my nails. And same thing, I gotta wrap presents too. I think I'm gonna wait on that. But yeah, this week hopefully won't be too hectic. It might be just hectic enough. We're going to be picking up groceries on Friday after the kids get off, since they have an early release day. And then start working on lasagna and all sorts of stuff and getting ready for that. So it's just a lot to do in a way, like a lot of cooking and not a lot of time, it feels like. Only so many hours in the day. But I am pretty pleased about how things have been going for the most part. I'm finally starting to feel like I have feeling in my fingers. It's getting to that point that it's starting to finally feel warm. I'm gonna definitely warm up a little bit. I made hot chocolate for the kiddos. Usually it's my husband who makes hot chocolate for them. I made them I made them hot chocolate last night because he was watching TV with them. So I was like, okay, now I'll do the hot cocoa bit, and I asked him usually how he makes it because he does it differently. Because I was like, I'll just throw some hot water in there instead, with some, and call it a day. And he was like saying he usually boils the water and then puts a splash of milk in it, and then do all this stuff. I'm like, okay, sure, I can do that. I'll do that for the kiddos, because I want to make sure, do it the way he makes it, just so that they feel, loved. Yeah, I made them hot chocolate. Nicole wasn't in the mood to have any hot chocolate. I was like, okay, that's fair enough. And I made myself a cup of as well. I had the dark one. And I think I made it a little too rich because I had an idea, instead of like using the splash of milk that he suggested, to go and grab my peppermint mocha creamer and just use that instead. It was just a little too sweet. It was just like a little too rich. I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt my tummy, and it hurt my tummy. So yeah, lesson learned. But the kids liked it, so there you go. And these kids, man, these kids are lucky. I'm doing this jokingly, okay? Because I love them, and am not going to be taking their Christmas cakes. So I am obsessed with these Christmas tree cakes. And they're so good, and the kids are obsessed with them too because they keep asking me for them whenever I buy them. And I'm like, no, they're my treats. But anyway, for their Christmas party, we signed up for Christmas to bring Christmas tree cakes, and we got the last 8 boxes, so I could not get any for myself. Sad. And I have one left. I'm so sad. But that's okay, because I love them. And hopefully there will be more this Friday when we do place an order, and I will place an order for another box just for me. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yeah, I just pretty much wanted to give you guys a small update, trying to edit this pretty quickly after I'm done. I know it doesn't look like I really did a lot. I'm on only color number 10, so 9 colors so far. I've only put down 9 different colors. But I mean, it's still pretty good out of 22 colors, right? Yeah. Considering the entire background's all blue. But yeah, just been, just trying to plug along. Wanted to give you guys at least a little bit of an update. I thought I was going to be done a lot earlier than this, but I guess I had a lot more things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I am going to wrap this up and start editing soon. Maybe I'll work on this diamond painting a little bit while I edit, instead of doing my nails just right away, just so that way I can get at least the color portion done. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!